Hello and welcome to Musical Mondays. Hello, thanks for joining. Just give a few minutes for people to join and for our wonderful guests to join too. Hello, hello, welcome. I'm not sure how well you can hear, but for your listening pleasure, I'm playing a Jane Siberry song in the background. It's called Hide Not Your Light. So, hey. So I'll just let you enjoy that while we're waiting for Jane to join us as well. All right, so I'm just messaging Jane to let her know that we're ready to go. Hello, thanks for joining. Okay, I hope you're all doing well tonight. Okay, Jane, I'm going to send you an invite to join. And you might join yourself while I'm doing. Sometimes it takes a moment or two for the algorithms in the background to roll out and let people know that we're live, and it might be taking a minute to reach Jane as well. Okay, Jane's having some trouble seeing me live right now, but have no fear, we will get it figured out. Hello, oh, there you are, Jane. Okay. So I can send you an invite, or you can join the same way you joined when we test it. But actually, let's just send you an invite. All right, here she comes.
Hi.
There you are. Welcome. Lovely to see you. I'll stop multitasking. One sec. I was just messaging you on another device, and there you are. Okay, and we've got people joining. I'm actually missing them as they're going by. But welcome everybody to Musical Mondays. I'm so thrilled to have Jane Siberry joining us this week. Live from, and where are you joining from tonight, Jane? You're in Ontario? I'm not hearing you.
You're not?
Oh, now I am. Yeah.
Oh,
There you are.
volume. I'm up on an island north of Toronto, about 7 hours, called Manitoulin Island.
Oh, okay. So, and I see that we tested the live stream a few minutes ago, and you still had some light in the sky behind you, but it's I see it's gone now.
Boy, now what? We've already had a silent, awkward pause.
I'm seeing in the chat that somebody's saying, my sister actually is saying there's a wee delay between us, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Yes. All right. So, welcome everybody. I might just let's just give people a few more minutes to join because it does take a few minutes for Instagram to roll out the notification that we've gone live. So, because you just joined a moment ago, your followers are just getting notified now. So, okay, we've got a better connection now. Great. All right. Well, welcome, Jane. Thanks so much for agreeing to jump on the live stream and chat.
Well, I've enjoyed your Musical Mondays already, Kelly. I'm the one always heckling you.
It's always friendly and supportive heckling, though. I love it.
Good. So I like the fact that you just persist. You just hang in there, and through everything, you're just solid.
Oh,
Are you a person, would you say?
Am I a solid person? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty, I don't have high highs and low lows. I'm pretty, yeah, solid, maybe a good word. But I'm fluid too, so there's a bit of that too. But we're not here to talk about me so much. We're here to talk about you. And I know all these lovely people who are joining from all kinds of places. Would love to hear about you and what you're working on. And just before we get into that, I just want to invite people to put stuff in the chat if they want to ask questions. I might miss it because it goes by pretty quickly, or let us know where you're joining from. I know we had somebody jump on the test who was tuning in from the Philippines, so that's pretty cool. Sonoma County. Okay, so Jane, tell us a little bit about what you're working on right now. I think you might have a new album in the works.
I'd like people to imagine this, if they would. You find a clearing, you move towards the edge of the clearing into these trees, and you see a deer trail. And so you follow it very slowly, and you find that it stops. So you turn the other way, and you start going down there, and then the trees are only clear at the bottom, as if a short animal had gone through there. So you turn around, you look, should I go back or should I get down and crawl through? And then you, of course, crawl through, the obvious choice. Then you can stand up again, and then you see a clear trail, and then deer trail, clear deer. You have to make a choice. So you go to the left, and it goes in way thick. It is way too thick. It is way too and even for a short animal. So you turn back, and then you find the other deer trail. So you go down it, and then you see a beautiful rock, which is covered with logs that have fallen and sticks in it. So you sort of push them away, and you lift all the twigs up from the moss until it's just complete moss. And you go around the edge of the rock at the bottom and pull things away. So you see the edge of the bottom, the edge of the rock, this big, beautiful rock covered with moss, and it pops because you've removed things, just like when you move into a new home before you've unpacked, and you see the edges of the walls, and it's such a cool thing. But it never stays like that. So that is a good example of hopefully something that's familiar to other people, to the viewers, their lives, in the decisions they're making, in their desire to become more aware through the words they use, and the decisions that are made to see more truly, best possible. for wherever we are. And that is also where I'm at with recording. And it's different than it's ever been. I don't know what it means, but it's different. And I take that as a good sign. I'll come through a lot. I'm staring at the top of my phone, but I have no idea where the camera is.
I think you've been looking into the camera. It's like we're making eye contact virtually, I think. So
I'll keep faking it my way. So everything is new. I've discovered something that I'm sure other people are sensing too. I think musicians are often a good barometer for what's in the air. Because you have to be open, or it works, or I find it good. It's good to be open. So I've always flagellated myself for no discipline, and I'm just getting tired of it. So I think, okay, I'm just going to follow this fine edge of energy. When I get inspired or have good energy, I'll just do it. I won't, if I feel like cleaning the house, but I'm working on a song, I'm going to clean the house. I don't have a house, but I'm going to clean something. And against all my previous ways of working. So, and I think there should be a good name for it, something really catchy. But it's not discipline, it's discipline, something. Flower pin, something fun and catchy. So you know what I'm talking about, the way of working? Because when you go with the energy, it gets done, and sometimes way faster than if you're saying I should practice every day for like half an hour on guitar, and that never works. So I get like, okay, 20 minutes, okay, then 5 minutes. That doesn't work. I'm just going to touch my guitar.
How does that work?
Oh, no. So that's not the way to go for me anyway. So it's connected to how I'm doing this recording too.
Yeah.
Just taking tiny steps. And I feel like I haven't given you any time to interrupt me with a new question, but I feel
that's okay.
I'm going slower and going in a new way. So surely it will be more connected to what's in the air, I think. And that's sort of what's of value if you're creating things to share. Not about running through forests in nightgowns, and not about living, well, I won't even say that, but I feel so happy doing it, and that's I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I'm at home doing music now. I feel like that's maybe why I was put on earth as something for me to grow into, whether it's of value for others or not, but it's something really sacred about it. I'm so happy to be doing it. Well, no editing skills, obviously, when I speak.
Beautiful. Well, beautifully said. And thank you for that journey you took us on down the path.
I'd like to know if other people are fine too. So,
well, I have been, sorry, I have been checking the comments as you've been talking. People, that is resonating with people. We have comments that putting pressure on myself I found counterproductive. So there's definitely, it seems like a groundswell of support for the idea of, or the practice of, I don't know, maybe it's going with the flow or being.
Yeah, going with the flow, but honoring it in an overt way in our lives, so that you're not embarrassed to say I can't come to dinner because there's something else that I really have to honor right now. You know, it's hard to be ready for it. Of course, I'd always go for dinner, you know.
Especially if there's ice cream.
But anyway, Kele, I did want to say, bring it to you. Do you find discipline works well for you? Are you productive with it, or the opposite, blend of both?
You know, I'm not good with discipline at all. Having said that, I think when I was younger, I was more disciplined. I was in a band, so the discipline was in the form of practicing and playing the music with other people. So that maybe became like a discipline or a type of discipline. But now I'm so with you on the needing to connect with that greater energy to be, I don't know, to find my voice. If I don't do that, I find that, or if I try and force it, or I, touch one of these guys behind me as a course of habit, it doesn't work for me. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, maybe band rehearsals, there's still enough good energy in it that it will structure.
Yeah.
Or I remember playing outside in a mountainous area. We were at the top, and I turned around, and there was the most unbelievable sunset.
Wow.
And thinking, well, should I keep playing and not allow people to look at the sunset because they're being polite, or should I? So we all went out and watched it, and that's a good example of following the power, or the a connection to the heart, or something like that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beautiful. That sounds like a beautiful moment. Did I'm sure everybody was with you when you paused and
No,
had it, but no?
but they were by the time we all went outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the questions I was going to ask you about was about the muse and inspiration and what moves you as an artist. And I think you've just told us that with talking about the path, the deer paths, and having the choice. And I guess as we've been talking and as I've been listening to you, I think maybe I've been hearing that choice as either flow or discipline to find your way through the energy to your creative spirit.
Yeah, and what really helps me, or not helps, what drives me is sometimes when I hear kids sing, and I think, oh my God, they don't know how beautiful they are. They don't know that life is supposed to be, you're supposed to feel baseless for different parts of your life. And I heard someone say the other day, I'm, only 18 and I'm so fucked up already.
Mm-hmm.
I was just already so fucked up. How is that possible? And like, that puts a lot of fire under my butt to, you know what I mean? I'm sure the people listening probably very creative and get that, but that certainly is the best reason to create, I think, when it comes from your heart like that. And so you get away from just playing or writing because it's like interesting or good concept or whatever. It keeps it connected to like the whole point of it. I think the most powerful felt, I didn't feel it at the time, but after I was truly being a musician in my life was when I was at a bus stop and someone was obviously unbalanced, and so I didn't know really what to do, so I just started singing words to a song called Oh My, like without a guitar or anything. And I thought, that's what a real musician does, in the moment, knowing exactly what's required to connect with another human being with your gifts that let you have words, things like that. I also like your audience, the viewers, if they have moments like that, I like to hear when they thought they were really serving the greater with their creative gifts. How about that?
Yeah, so there's an invitation to put some comments in the chat. You know, speaking of those, let's see, here's one here. Attention plus activity equals attentivity. Would that be a good name for what Jane is describing?
Attention, yeah, attention activity. Attention meaning being present, which we've all heard for years. I haven't understood sort of now what being in the moment is, but yeah, attention. A means without, doesn't it? And tension, without tension. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's a great comment. And there's a bunch of other comments in here from people about some of the specific songs, or mentioning some specific songs that you've written that have been maybe touch points for them.
Sure.
And you know, I believe, and you've said this so eloquently through telling us about the story of the person at the bus stop, and your response was to sing. But I really feel that as an artist and as a songwriter, your calling is to try to reach people and to bring us in touch with those moments. And I'm reading the comments for people, and your songs have been those moments of connection and maybe awakening or connecting to that higher power. You know, is there, and this is maybe a really, just tell me if this is a dumb question. Is there one of your songs that you would say was that for you? That you felt, okay, I'm putting this out into the world. This is one of those moments that I want to put out into the world for people to connect with. It's probably maybe everything that you create is like that, but.
No, and I would like to differentiate between just neutral creating, connected to your heart, and wanting to put things out. That's different, and I try to avoid the latter, you know,
Right.
So it's all natural. So, you know, you take care of your own garden, and then as it flows out, if there's value to other people, that's perfect. One of my lines spoke to me the other day, and I think it's one of my favorite lines I've written that speaks to me as a listener.
Okay.
It's from The Bird in the Gravel, a song from The Walking, maybe? No, Bound by the Beauty. I don't mind when it's over. I don't mind when it's all done. It's just the moments in between, just before it's gone. Something like that. And that's like, you know, when you're losing someone, it's like excruciatingly painful just as they're leaving. But once they're gone, they're gone. Their body's still, or the animal still, or the human, or it's okay. It's a huge relief. But it's just that chasm, the yawning when the clanging of the train, the yawning. Anyway,
The yawning when the world shifts, is that
oh yeah,
the line?
yawn. And a lot of people and animals yawn just before they die. Have you noticed that?
I have, actually.
One great big yawn. I guess at that point there's nothing much to say, so you just yawn.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah. Anyway, that line moves me because the idea moves me, or
Yeah.
the thing.
Hmm.
I do remember when I finished writing Love is Everything, I called my mom and I said, guess what? And she said, what? I said, I just wrote, I wrote a really good song. It was like, um, I don't know what I was saying, but I just knew I'd done something when I finished it. Yeah. Do your parents listen to your songs?
They do. Yeah, they do. And they have their favorites that they always ask me to sing for them. Such a wonderful thing.
What's your mom's favorite?
It's The Vanishing of Bees.
Is
Yeah.
it the words that she responds to, or the music, or both?
I think it's the words and what it means. And she's been her whole life has been like an avid gardener and concerned about pollinators. So I think it's that. She wears a little brooch of a bee that I gave her on her shirt without fail every day she wears it.
Really?
Yeah,
Every day?
every day. Yep.
Boy, if we were living in ancient times, that would be like a talisman, a powerful thing she's doing with her
Yeah,
energy.
I think so.
She is, but it would be if they wrote a story about it in Egypt, that would be like that'd be a cool story.
Yeah, yeah, it would be.
Thanks for telling.
It would. Yeah, no, thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. It's yeah, having those connections to my elders through music is pretty special as well. It really moves me to be able to connect to my parents through music at this, especially at this stage in their life where they're quite a bit older and they're not long for this realm or this dimension for much longer probably.
The vanishing of the
Bees.
bees,
Yeah.
you know, the vanishing of the trees, family trees, vanishing.
I wanted to write a part two to that song. Maybe I think he might have just hit on something there, the family tree. Anyway, something to think about. We talked about perhaps having you sing a little bit. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Um, well, I'd love to, but thing, I don't know. I thought I could practice and look at my notes and be prepared, and it never happened. So I don't mind when it's over. I don't mind when it's done. It's just the moments in between, just before it's gone. It's the yawning when the world playing of the trains. And when I was singing that, there was all these parts building in headphones in the studio, and so I was going higher and higher because it develops. And I remember I was way up there, and then I just sort of let a note out, and my voice flipped into an octave higher. I didn't really know it, but it's so funny to listen to it because I really am in my super voice, way up high. It's so funny. Recording is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It's
On,
magical moments.
yeah, that people will never know, like, but you know, and I guess it goes into the music, but have you had things happen in the studio you could tell me? Like amazing moments?
Yeah, I have. I guess a couple of recent things were kind of unplanned and kind of thinking about what you were saying earlier about just connecting with energy and being true to expression and my voice. I had something kind of unplanned in when I recorded my last album. There was a song uh, called Reprieve that I wrote for a friend of my dear friend of mine who had recently passed away, and I wanted, as I was singing it myself, I heard another voice in the song and a male voice. And so I turned to my bass player, Aaron, and said, Aaron, I would love it if you would sing a duet with me in this part of the song. And he was like, oh, okay. And he went and did it. Like he totally felt it. And he did such a beautiful job. And I feel like that made the song for me anyway.
But you heard it. You heard some combination of sounds that was going on, and in that, the male part in advance or in a non-physical form, and he was there. Musicians are so connected, and he was able to fly right into it.
Yeah.
Amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, I love moments like that. They're
Reprieve, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for asking. It's nice to remember that story. I'm just looking at comments here. I'm not sure if you're seeing them, Jane.
No,
Um,
made me use my phone, so how can I see them there? It's like,
okay, I'll read a couple out. This is amazing. Love hearing Jane's work through her songwriting process. Jane, you are so generous of spirit with endless kindness. Um, I think there were a lot of hearts and oh my God, yas and yays when you were singing.
hmm.
Yeah, so the new music that you're working on, can I ask if when it would be out in the world for these fine people to be able to listen to and experience?
No, you can't, because if you ask me and I try to nail it down, it won't happen. It'll slip away.
Good point. I should have listened to you more closely earlier.
But I've stressed out so much in my life with records and deadlines, and I just don't have any interest in being stressed if possible. And I talked to my agent the other day about when I might like to tour, which is like, can't we book it at the last minute? No, you have to know like 6 months to a year in advance if you want a good tour. But anyway, so I said, okay, maybe just before Christmas, I'll do 3 weeks or something, and then more in the spring. Or no, I didn't. I think I said starting at the end of January, and then up in a sweat. Like, I can't do it. I can't. What if I'm not ready to let go of the record yet to change?
Right.
What? That. And then, I would have to follow, as best I could, the, not going on tour, and you don't want to cancel dates at all or anything like that. So we pushed it all back. So that sort of suggests it might be ready at the end of the year. Possibly, or maybe rough ballpark. We're getting to about almost the 50% point now. And yeah, so we have another week booked at the end of, so Renee and I, we get so much done when we're together. When I'm here on my own, left to my own, I go through phases. I actually do get a lot done if I become interested in the song again. But it's like, I should get up and I should work on the song. Oh no, I think I'll go make sure the ear trails are still there. They disappear. And rich and full, it's just so full. And so if someone ever asks how long it took to do this record, and I said like 5 years, it probably only means 5 days, and the rest of the time I was having good, fun. So don't think that musicians. No, I'm going to stop right there.
Well, thank you for that. I think for the lovely people who are tuned in this evening, I think that will be comforting for them and me, because I am a huge fan and love your music too, and find it comforting to know that you are out there somewhere in touch with the spirit and the energy creating songs.
Yeah. Well, we're all connected. I'm so inspired by people and humans and everything. Are you wrapping this up, or could I say something?
No, I'm not wrapping it up yet. Go for it.
There's an interesting thing about this music. I don't know how it will exist digitally, but it's almost from close to the beginning. I had songs, tour, songs, this, that. But then when I finally got the go ahead to start creating a recording, it was very different. It magnet in the heart of it. And so after, towards the end of the pandemic period, I started feeling the magnet of a larger creation. So I have these songs that work together, and yet I have hyperlinks in the music in my mind where this song, there'll be like a matrix behind all the music, which would be a certain sound I hear, sort of like a whistling when you're playing with a flange button. You know that? Ooh, or harmonics, maybe that's what it is. And then set within that second layer are reflections of the songs themselves. In some case, an argument about the song, a disagreement about what the song said. And so there's sort of a Greek chorus conversation back and forth. But I don't really know how that will happen if it's music in what is 3 dimensions, or and so that's an interesting thing. And the second thing I wanted to say was I want to know what people think of this as a possible title. My sister's not allowed to comment. Rather would I be eaten.
Rather would I be eaten?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see what people say in the chat. I did see some hearts go by.
But what does that mean to you, Kelly?
The title?
Yeah.
Rather would I be eaten. I think my first reaction to it, without thinking about it too much, when I heard you say that, was I imagined myself in that forest. I don't know what I was doing in that forest, but it said something to me about being one with everything.
Really? Well, I can't use that then. No.
Oh no.
No, that is such great feedback. Thank you. Thank you. And for the people, because it's a song called Grizzly. Rather would I be eaten by a grizzly than become separate again.
Wow.
So you got it when you
Wow.
energy to rev up the fear, you know, and separate from the grizzly, which is everything. It's amazing that the leap can be made.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Comments in the chat. Let's see. Someone said it makes me hungry. The title made me giggle. Then it hit me deeper. Intriguing, open-ended, love. Someone said zombies. Someone someone said makes me think of an African safari. Going back to the mother. We got another vote for zombies. Makes me think of a situation you want to avoid. Eaten, decomposing, becoming something different. Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody. That's really a new thought and helpful to me. Which
Yay.
is what touring is, performing is. I love performing because I get that feedback from people's hearts. You know, when you're singing, you're guided by the audience's hearts. And when you're working alone in a room, like, you're guided by yourself, but there's still a missing piece that you get as a musician. A great thing about being a musician, because it's communion. It's not just, you know, canvas or whatever, although that's completely beautiful. But, yeah.
You know, one more comment that I think might be, so there are a couple here. Back to the earth. I would rather be eaten than shut up in a grave.
Mm-hmm. Or creamy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that,
I love it.
I don't know.
Nice.
I love worms. Do you?
Do I love worms? You know, I like worms. I'm not sure. I love them like I love most creatures. I don't, are you asking if I like to eat worms or if I love them as a creature?
No, just admire and respect them. That's all I meant.
Okay. I do. I admire and respect them. They make my garden go.
Yeah. Oh my God. And they do so well for not having arms and legs. I mean, could we do that? Could we do as well?
I know. Amazing, eh?
Yeah. I have a hardware store up here because I rescue their worms, their fishing worms. I try to buy a couple containers every now and then. And sometimes when kids are here, here's a container of worms. I just got them. We can rescue them and put them back in the earth. And they take such care.
Oh,
And the
I love that.
you dump, who knows how long they've been in the container with moss, and you dump them and they're all like quiet, completely quiet. One of them goes, huh? Yeah. Well, however they do it without arms or legs. And then slowly they come to life. You know, they're finding their way into the earth, and it's amazing.
They wake up. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what we're all about, isn't it?
it is. Yeah. Jane, I love talking to you. It's such a fantastic way to spend my evening. Thanks so much.
Well, Kelly, I think you're a really interesting person, and so glad we're walking the earth at the same time.
Me too. What a gift.
All of us. It's really important and exciting, and the communion is the joy of it.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you. I'm going to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and I would love our conversation to go on forever. And I know that Instagram is not too kind if I make the videos too long, and I'd like to be able to save our video and post it for those who couldn't make it to the live. So I'll wind us down, but thank you, Jane, so much for joining, and thank you everybody for tuning in.
You're very dear, Kelly.
Oh, as are you.
She's a dear person. Oh, nothing to do with deer trails. You're just here, you know? It's really lovely.
Thank you.
Heart, heart.
I can feel my little ears perking up. Thank you. And so good to see you. And hopefully I'll get to see you again in person one day.
And take care, everyone who was watching or will watch.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care.